All right.
Take your time.
Um, my name is Erin, and I am 60. And
That's great.
um, I was a firefighter to start my working career, and then I moved into nursing because I was a paramedic. That just was sort of the next phase. And I've been a nurse for 35 years. And the other very significant thing about me is that I am a horsewoman, and as a result, I've had lots of injuries through the years. um, Before we started working together, um, I was definitely scared. I was trying to ignore my hernia. um, um, and I actually have had this hernia for 43 years. I got it when I was pregnant, and it didn't start really bothering me until about a year ago.
Did you know about
Um,
it? You knew about it before? You knew about it
yes,
before.
I did know about it. I had various CAT scans or MRIs for various other conditions, and it always noted that I had a small umbilical hernia. But then last year it became a larger umbilical hernia, and very, very painful. I certainly tried to manage my symptoms on my own, and tried to ignore it until the pain, increased when I sought surgical intervention. Because I know, as a nurse, that the only treatment for hernia is surgical repair. And that is just the reality. There is no, um, uh, supplements you can take, or acupuncture, or any other alternative ways to actually correct a hernia. So I knew I was destined for surgery. um, and so, because social media is a thing, I joined a hernia support group on Facebook, which to some degree increased my fears pre-op.
Yeah,
Um,
common.
yeah, there were some great success stories, and there were others that were, near death experiences, and that just sort of increased my fear. And it was while on Facebook that I met Joe, and
Hey.
um, he had reached out with a direct message, um, and we had a phone call, and while the things Joe said to me were really um, important, and gave me great guidance, I was still extremely skeptical, because here I am on Facebook meeting somebody,
That is
and
fair.
is
That is
a
fair.
scammer.
That is fair. Those are all fair statements.
Yeah, and is this a scam type situation? And then, of course, rightfully so, there was a financial commitment to working with the program, which only raised my fears of skepticism. And, you just don't send somebody money when you don't
Totally.
know them. So I spent a little bit of time on Google. And okay, so I knew,
You
like,
did some research
one of,
on me?
yeah, everybody has a profile.
Of course, of course.
And so I was able to verify, um like, employment, and where he lived, and you know all the certifications that were that come with his expertise. um so, based on that, and the fact that I wanted to change and have a positive outcome, um and I was so afraid of surgery, I felt it was legit enough from what I checked out. And
Thank
so
you. Thank you.
I joined the program, and I'm pretty skeptical. So that's a big feather in your cap there. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
so
it's healthy to be skeptical. It's normal, and I'm glad you did your research, because I think that's just it's important. You have to, and you have to feel comfortable with who you're going to work with.
right. hmm So, realizing, although I always thought I was super active, and I'm more active than my age peers, I will say. um, I really had no core strength. I have some other medical issues that I've adapted to through the years. But I really feel like the biggest thing is my confidence has been boosted by feeling I'm reducing my risk of reoccurrence. Um, I adore the one-on-one support, and I adore that the program can be tailored um, almost on a daily basis if needed.
Mhm.
Um, Especially like, okay, this caused pain, this exercise hurt here. I can't do that. um,
Totally.
and having, those kind of adjustments to my needs were have been, incredible. I've been doing it about 6 weeks now. I love the fact that there is an accountability um, component. I get little messages on my phone, do one thing today, do the fitness app. Um, and, it's increased my confidence in my recovery. It has increased my strength already in terms of even benefiting my back and knee a little bit in bending, especially tying breath work, which, I've always known about. I mean, I tell patients all the time, breathe, let's breathe together, you know, and, it wasn't applicable to my movement.
Right.
So increasing my strength has been a really good benefit. And really, unless you've had this surgery and you've been through it, um, you really can't understand it. And by virtue of your own experiences,
Mhm.
you get it.
Yeah.
You've been there, you've done that. Um,
Too many times.
yeah, which I don't want to do.
Right.
um,
Yes, please.
so, again, my confidence is in safe movement is growing. The app is really intuitive to use. Um, I feel I am reducing my risk of reoccurrence. Um, I think one of the biggest benefits of working with Joe is um, a very non-judgmental attitude. Um, because I'm not the kind of girl that you see in a gym. So I don't have those talents and strengths yet. Um, and the fact that Joe's like um tailored programs to me that supports my limitations have been super good. It's very easy to communicate um, and give feedback and have my questions answered in a timely manner because my personality is I ask a question, I want the answer yesterday. I want that immediate feedback, and that's important to me. um, I would say that I probably need someone to slow me down a little bit and make me more aware of what my needs are in recovery, and that has been achieved with this program. Um, the app is again very easy to use. I appreciate the nutritional supplement guidance, and there. I will say there's a lot of misinformation or no information out in the world today regarding hernia recovery. Um, and even from my perspective as a nurse, I always thought hernia patients were rather easy. They're not. It's people who would come in to the ER and the trauma rooms with, hernias. It was like, oh, it's just a hernia patient. Well, it's not just a hernia patient when it's you.
Right.
Um, and so being able to talk to you with um as an expert and as just a one-on-one support has been invaluable in my recovery. The only thing I would say to people who are thinking about joining, is that I wish I had started earlier. I had only done it 2 weeks pre-op, and I wish I'd had 6 weeks pre-op to have made the recovery even more smooth.
It's awesome. That's awesome, Erin. Thank you for your thoughts. Is there like any particular people that you would recommend this program to? Like, uh,
I would certainly any, friends, family, or strangers on the street that says, "Oh, I have a hernia," I would say, "Okay, here's what you got to do. I've learned, and I've benefited." So, yeah, it would be for everybody. It really is, and I think that, really what has happened is that, people, think that it's going to be fairly easy, and the medical community really does not prepare people or guide people post-op, which is really, um, there's not a lot of information out there, or it's conflicting information, or it's confusing information. Um, so I think anybody that is looking at, surgery should, get on board as soon as they know they have a hernia and where they want to move with it and how to recover.
awesome. Thank you so much, Erin. I really appreciate your time with this and all your thoughts and background and trusting me and I can't wait to see where we go from here as we build up out of recovery and into other things. It's going to be really great.
Perfect.